Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda and today I'm doing such a fun celebrity makeup recreation. I'm recreating Sabrina Carpenter's makeup. I'll insert a photo on the screen. I've been seeing her looks all over the internet. I think they're so pretty. What stands out to me is the bright pink blush, the really clean liner, and how natural and soft and feminine it is. So I'm really excited to show you how I achieved this look. But before we get into it, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and also hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on my future videos. Let's get right into it. All right, so since I'm going with more of a matte makeup look today, I thought I would go in with a mattifying blurring primer. This is the One Size Secure the Blur Makeup Magnet Primer, and I'm not much of a primer girly, to be honest, but I really like this one. Actually, I've been reaching for it quite often. I'm just going to squeeze a small amount onto my face, mainly in the centers of my face, so kind of on my cheeks, around my nose, forehead area, a little bit on the chin. Anywhere that I have the most noticeable pores, I'm gonna apply that primer on top. I don't know if you can really tell on camera, but that primer visibly does blur my pores. It makes them look like they're not even there, and it also softly mattifies my face without drying it out or anything like that. After I've let that primer dry down and really set into my skin, I'm going to go into foundation, and I'm using one of my favorites today. This is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation in the shade 3.75. This is perfect for this look because it's not too matte, but it's definitely not too dewy, despite the name being Luminous Silk. It looks like skin and it's super easy to set down if you want that very flawless matte look, which is what we're going for. So I'm just gonna apply a very thin layer of this all over the skin because I don't want the coverage to be too heavy. I still want my skin to look natural enough, but this will definitely give you more of a flawless finish, which is more so what we're going for today. And I'm just blending that evenly on my skin using my Hourglass foundation brush. Beautiful is that coverage. It's still natural, but it just evened out any little imperfections I had on my skin, but my skin still looks like skin, which is so key for this look because Sabrina's skin looks flawless, but it actually looks very light and natural. So for me personally, this foundation is the best way to achieve that. This is my go-to foundation for when I want to look flawless, but I don't want to look like I'm wearing heavy foundation, or I don't want to feel like I have a mask on, if you know what I mean. For concealer, it's actually pretty light as well. So I'm going in with the Armani Luminous Silk Concealer as well in the shade 3.75. And I'm just applying that in all the places I normally would, under my eyes, on my chin, in between my brows, forehead, and on any little blemishes that I may have. Then I'm going to go in with my Hourglass concealer brush and just blend that all out. I am so happy with this base right now. It's turning out way better than I even thought. These products work so good together. The concealer is kind of like the foundation in a sense, where it gives you that flawless finish, flawless coverage, but it doesn't look heavy or cakey. I'm loving the Luminous Silk combo. I do recall the concealer, when I tested it out before, it kind of creased on me a little bit, so I will set it down, but not quite yet. When I look at the photo of Sabrina's makeup, it doesn't look like she's wearing much contour or bronzer at all, but I can't live without a little bit of contour. So I'm gonna put just a tiny little bit on my cheekbone area and maybe a little around my forehead too. I'm going to be using my Milk Sculpt Contour Stick in the shade Toasted. And I'm just drawing that onto the areas I want a little bit more definition, and then I'm going to blend that out. To blend out that contour, I'm using my Refi dual-ended brush. The contour shade is so perfect for my skin tone. It's nice and cool, not too warm at all, and it blends super nicely. It's very subtle, which is what I wanted. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of cream blush, and then I'm gonna finish the face with powder later. So for blush, I'm going to use the Pillow Talk Matte Beauty Blush Wand in the shade Pink Pop. This is just a really pretty light pink blush, and I'm mainly focusing that on the apples of my cheeks. If you don't know how to find the apples of your cheeks, you can smile slightly and you'll see them pop right out, just right in this area here where they protrude the most. See? I like that this is a really subtle pink base, so we'll be able to build on the blush later, which I'm so excited to do because I love blush, and this look is very heavy on the blush, so I'm really excited to just build on that. So looking at the eye makeup, it is really simple, but it's very clean and defined. The tone that was used on her eyes to kind of contour and define is almost like gray. It's very cool toned. So I'm going in with my Danessa Myricks Groundwork palette, and I'm using the shade Chiseled, which is a very nice, cool, shadowy kind of brown color. I'm really just focusing that shadow on the outer V area of my eyes. I'm flicking it upwards towards the tail of my brow and my temple, just for a more lifted, feline look. I want this to look to be very clean, so I'm not really buffing it out too much. And then picking that same shade up on a pencil brush, I'm going to run that color all along the lower lash line, bringing it right into the inner corner. So once that definition is laid down, I'm going to go in and brighten up my lid. For that, I'm using the lightest color in the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette. This shade is so good for brightening up the lid, especially for me because I have such fair skin. It can sometimes be hard to find a really good brightening shade that actually shows up and does like brighten my lid. So I'm picking that up on my Tennille Jai Carve and Apply brush here. And I'm just gonna tap that all over my mobile lid, being really careful not to blend it into my crease. I really want this to be very defined and clean. I'm also just going to take a little bit of that creamy white color and apply it in my inner corner as well, just to highlight the area. If you want more content like this, be sure to join my community, The Beauty Circle. It is full of people who love beauty. I do live masterclasses every week. I do giveaways every month, and I also offer a ton of educational resources. Click the link down in the description box to join. A standout in this makeup look is her winged liner. It's so crisp and sharp and black, and it just looks so good. So I'm going to try and recreate that today using the Inglot Precision Gel Liner in the shade Infinity. This is just a nice black gel liner, and I'm going to be using that with my Tennille Jai Defined Liner brush. So for this liner, it kind of stops at the end of her iris closest to the inner corner. So I'm going to start there and then wing outwards. The wing itself is not too thick or intense. It's kind of a baby wing, so I'm just going to be really careful to keep that nice and clean. All right, so that is the liner. I'm pretty happy with it. The shape is good, the darkness is good, the thickness is good. So thank God, liner can be very stressful. But I'm gonna go into some waterline liner now. In the picture, Sabrina has a very bright waterline, and this is my favorite eyeliner to do that with. This is a Sweet Bright Satin Kohl eyeliner, and this one just opens up the eyes so much, makes them look so much more white and awake. This one is so good. Oh my gosh, that step makes such a huge difference. It just makes my eyes look so much bigger because I have small eyes. This is really such a good hack if you have small eyes and want them to look bigger. Next, I'm going in with mascara. I'm using the Benefit Fan Fest mascara, and I'm just applying a nice even coat to both my top and bottom lashes. So Sabrina is definitely wearing a few individuals or maybe an outer corner lash on her eyes. I'm honestly too lazy to apply individuals, so I'm going to apply these gorgeous outer corner lashes by Own Beauty Essentials. These are the light corner lashes, and these are just so easy to stick on, and they look so natural. They look like individuals or lash extensions. So I'm just grabbing one of those outer corner lashes. I put a little bit of glue on the band, and then I just pop it on my outer corner. Just like that, super easy and looks So good, so natural. Okay, so the eyes are all done. We're moving into the rest of the makeup, cheeks and lips, and I'm so excited. So Sabrina is wearing her very iconic bright pink blush, and I'm so excited to emulate that. I did want to do a side-by-side comparison / dupe test of the ColourPop pressed blush in the shade Flamingo and the Dior original pink blush. These look very similar in the pen, but I just want to test them out to see which one I actually like better, because I actually really like both of these and I've never done a side-by-side swatch comparison. So let's do it. I'm going to try the Dior one first. I'm just going to pick that up on a fluffy brush and just apply that right on top of our cream blush we applied earlier, focusing it right on the apples of our cheeks. Oh, I love a bright pink blush. This color is so pretty. It is just perfect. Okay, let's try the ColourPop one. If I recall correctly, the ColourPop one is way more pigmented. So let's see. These look the exact same. Can you guys tell the difference? This side is Dior, this side is ColourPop. This blush costs $55, this blush costs $12. So this is literally 5 times the cost of this. And I cannot tell the difference. That is crazy. That is such a good dupe. Oh my gosh. I'm really trying to see the difference, but I just can't. This is such an insane dupe. I would say the ColourPop one is a little bit more pigmented. Oh, I really love both of them. They're honestly both so pretty, and I think Sabrina's probably wearing the Dior Rosy Glow blush. It's like a very iconic and noticeable shade, so I'd be surprised if it wasn't that one. But this ColourPop one in the shade Flamingo, if you want to get this look on a budget, just get the ColourPop one. It is an exact dupe. It is actually crazy. I'm gonna set the face now. I'm using my Givenchy Prisme Libre powder in the shade 2 Satin Blanc. This is like a pinky, purpley powder. This is so good for setting under the eyes. I'm just gonna pick this up on a powder puff and just press that anywhere I applied concealer, really. That powder looks like a filter on my face, and it really brightens those areas so well. It's matte, but it's not thick and cakey. It's really not chunky. It's finely milled. It's just such a great powder. I've really fallen in love with it lately. To line the lips, I'm obviously going in with MAC Whirl. I have the tiniest little nub left of this one, but this is my favorite lip liner. We're going to be overlining quite a bit. I want a very nice pouty look. I don't know exactly what I want to do with the lips. I think I'm going to go in with my Ilia Balmy Tint in the shade Hold Me, just for a base color. And then once I've applied that, I'm going to actually tie it all together with a little bit of that same blush on top. I'm going to use the ColourPop one on a fluffy brush, and I'm just going to press that right on top of that lipstick. And I'm really just focusing that powder right in the center of the lips. Then just to finish off the look, I'm going in with my Freck OG pen, and I'm applying some freckles because Sabrina has the cutest freckles and they are showing through. So I'm just gonna kind of apply those freckles in the same areas. At least I'm gonna try to. All right, now to finish everything off, I'm just gonna set it all down. I'm gonna use the One Size Until Dawn setting spray. All right, and that is it for today's look. Let me know what you guys think. I am absolutely obsessed. I love the pink blush. I love the baby liner. I honestly just love everything about it. So if you like this video too, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and also hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on my future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.